Hello everybody. Today we will understand what is machine learning and what are the sub areas that exist inside machine learning. The simplest definition of machine learning is to answer the question, how do I teach a machine? Or can a machine learn? The answer is yes, there are many ways to learn, and let's review them one by one. The first one is supervised learning. Supervision. By supervision, they mean that yes, somebody will be there to correct you. So in supervised learning, you always have your data, whatever you want to make sense of, and corresponding to it, you have some labels. Like if I take my photograph, I'll put my photograph and say that okay, this is Abhishek, and then I'll take your photograph and then I will label it, yeah, my viewer. So we have these photographs and we have the corresponding labels to them. And then what we do is called supervised learning. So we need the labels. In case of supervised learning, you definitely need the labels and your data. Moving on to unsupervised learning. Now it is just the opposite of it. We had the initial setting of that we need data, and corresponding to it, we need our labels. But what if you don't have labels? And that is everything unsupervised learning tells you about. What if you have no labels at all? How to make sense of data? That makes it quite interesting. Then you have semi-supervised learning. It is a bit cocktail of supervised and unsupervised learning, because in semi-supervised learning, you will have some of your data which will have labels, and then you have some other data for which you do not have labels. But what you need is you want to make the best of both worlds. So that is what semi-supervised learning is all about. And the last one you have is reinforcement learning. Now reinforcement learning tells you that if you go and touch a flame, you will get hurt. And then you will understand that okay, I got hurt. So next time you won't touch it. That is reinforcement learning. It tells you after committing a mistake. It's quite like life. It teaches you by experience. But then you have to understand yourself that okay, whether this is right or wrong for me. So these are the definitions, quite intuitive definitions of what machine learning and its sub areas are. But let's then bring these definitions more to life. Now, what do I say by supervised learning? In my life, when is there some data and I know what's going to happen? You must have heard people saying, okay, this guy is like that only, or this girl is like that only. Why are they saying it? Because that behavior has been repeated, right? So they had the data, what their actions were, and they knew the result. So now they directly say that okay, yes, they are like that only. So whenever supervised learning is there, you are trying to create some judgment about your data. And that should be repeated enough for you to understand that okay, this is what always happens. If it doesn't happen, it's not your mistake. It is usually what it happens, right? Then coming on to unsupervised learning. Now, what if I sent you to a new country and you don't know the language of that country, but somehow you are able to communicate with those people? How? If I say hello to you in any language and you are able to look at me, you understand just by my body language that okay, I am trying to say hello to you. Or you understand the body language, whether it is welcoming or it is not. Now, you must not know each and every single person in that country. To be honest, you are just new there. You don't know anybody. Still, you are able to do this. What is this? You are using your past knowledge to do this. Now, that is unsupervised learning in that sense. What is semi-supervised learning? Semi-supervised learning is you know some things and you are increasing your knowledge. It is just like learning a new language. Many people know some data points in a new language. Like you will know how to say hello in some other language. You will know some other things to say in that language, but you don't know it completely. You know some of it, but not everything. And now you start seeing movies in that language. Now you will start to piece out the meaning of other words. So what was that? That is semi-supervised learning. You knew some words and you know what they meant in your language. Then using those words, you were able to make out the meaning of other sentences using that knowledge. So you used your past knowledge here, albeit a very small bit of knowledge, but you were able to make sense of it. And the last one is reinforcement learning. Now reinforcement learning is just like riding a bike. So the first time you fall, then slowly and steadily you get to know that okay, I need to paddle this side so that I don't fall on that side. So learning to balance, that is one of the best examples of what is reinforcement learning is. If you lose your balance, you get hurt. That is what you don't want. So you reinforce your behavior in order that you do not get hurt. So these were some of the definitions of machine learning, what is inside it, and how things you can, which are related to your own life, how you can ingest it in your life. And I hope this helped you. Thank you guys. Let's meet again.